26 degrees and quite windy. It's Sunday, January 15, and we're back down to Mom's suite. Gonna get that flooring done in the kitchen. Gotta get Gordon all fueled up.
So we threw this down over the edge, walk through here. We wouldn't damage the end of these, and I actually put a little piece of scrap piece that we had on this as well, so it couldn't step right on the edge. So last time we were doing the base, we got to the base, we didn't cover it because we had to deal with these bolts that stuck up, and I was going to try and get the same size shaft bolt that had smaller, flatter heads. They didn't make it, so we're going to have to go with these. The problem with one of these on the other side of the post is that the shaft hole is too small or too big, so these are not going to hold anything in. So we're going to have to do like we did on the handrail post, and we're going to take all these out. We're going to have to rotate this base a little bit and then drill 4 new holes. And unfortunately, that's not going to be an easy task. This flange sits up inside a pipe that holds the stairs, so it's got a piece welded to it that goes up inside, just like this pipe is going inside the treads of these, so it's smaller. So somehow I've got to figure out how to grab this base and rotate it and not and then still be in the same location. I put all sorts of thought and time as to how to place these bolts when we did them. I suppose there is one other option which would probably be acceptable. I'll have to see if I have any. I could put epoxy down in the holes. Give me a tape measure. Guess what? I think both the tape measures are in the truck. I started thinking about how this stair bolts down. Like I was saying earlier, the flange is bolted down, but then it's just a pipe sits over the top. There's no bolts holding that pipe down, which means that they don't expect any lifting force on this. So it's just shear force back and forth. So instead of rotating this and drilling in, I'm just going to fill with some epoxy or like grout material. This is epoxy. And then we'll just shove these smaller screws right down in there, and that should keep this base from being able to slide back or forth. Figure out how to put this on.
Is it a 2-part mix?
Something. Ah, there we go. Yeah, it's a 2-part epoxy mix. And it's got to work its way down through. Did I have to pop any holes? They had one side that was plugged. Now they're both open. Let's see what that does. Yeah, there. See it going down?
Is that going to be like caulk where all of a sudden it just all comes at the same time?
Hope not.
Shouldn't take much because you have the mass of the screw, right?
We will. Once we get the screw down in there.
And yes, the answer is yes. That will just keep pushing. Don't drip it on your...
That's why I grabbed the cardboard, or the paper bag here. Catch drips. Well, I have 2 of them ready, so let's get this other one. That's right, I got some longer ones of these, which means I would probably need less epoxy. It's probably going to ooze out quite a bit with this one, so we'll have to get a rag to wipe off the extra.
There's one right next to you, to your left.
I think I might take this one out and replace it with one of these longer ones. What do you think? It didn't ooze out like all the others.
Yeah.
Add a little bit more into the hole. Okay. Now I'll take all the longer ones. I'll stick it down in that hole. Rotate it to get good adhesion to the sides.
Maybe my finger in that?
And now we get it.
So what's the cure time on this?
3 days.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Have to read into that next. Let's get this.
Okay, so Gordon read that it's a 15-minute set time. You don't like the look of that goop around the screws? That looks much better.
I don't think we're gonna need it.
Yeah, it looks good. What are you using? Is that the Smart Core
Yeah.
underlayment?
A little bit.
Stuff's pretty rigid.
A little piece from the trash can. We're gonna go with that. If it gives me a hard time, unfortunately, it's gonna be underneath the flooring, so getting at it would be a pain. But all we'd have to do is rotate that base flange and put regular anchors in if it didn't work, but I think it'll be fine. Of course, I wouldn't have done it if I didn't think it would be fine. So when we did our demolition down here, the wall was longer, and so where the wall was, or the flooring, I got lazy and didn't get the nails all the way cut flush. So now I'm going to have to add extra time in and get them ground down. Here we go. So now Carissa gets to vacuum again.
That painter's tape did a really nice job protecting the edges.
I just have to be careful when I pull it off that I don't pull into it. You can almost see how it wants to separate the top surface from the other thing, so I'm kind of pulling away from it.
Trash can is just beyond the fridge.
Next to it or in the hall side?
It's in the hall. By a lot.
I am no. So right now, if we put this LVT on this right here, it's not bad. You know, you're not going to get too much of a walk if we sit up on that. You know, here you can see that when it sits up on that, we got quite a bit of gap. And again, that could be okay. It will feel a little spongy. But what I'm thinking of doing to try to help with that effect is this LVT has a backing on it, because you didn't need an underlayment per se. We decided to do both with the conditions we were encountering.
Well, that stuff peels right off, huh?
It has on some of them, but the one you got me here does not seem to want to. When I was cutting it, it was like just peeling off.
Huh.
And now that I want to show everyone, it's not. So see, like now on that one, we're, you know,
what in the world's going on with that?
almost perfect there. You feel slight, so that I like it there. You know, you can kind of see it just barely catches. But on this one here, you can see that we're still like way down. Now by taking off the back coating like that, you know, we don't have a soft absorbent pad to distribute any stress. So any stress now can be just applied in a more point load. You know, so what will that do? I don't know. Or we have to figure out how to build up out a little ways around this to help, which we might be able to try. So you can see as we run up over the top of this, every time someone steps at the bottom of the stairs, we're going to get this effect. So we really should probably add something that thickens this area. So one of the ideas was to try to just put some piece like that under it. The problem is if we do that, this is almost flush here, so that's awesome. But we're just moving our pressure point from one spot to another, you know, so now it's out here. We need something that's going to get thinner as it goes, so that's what we have to.
So you say, just put some wooden shims in there. No, that's the whole point of using this material. Don't want anything under there that if water got under, could rot.
So it looks like about 4 layers of the underlayment brings us up to about the same height. Now that'll have a little sponge because it's a little bit of styrofoamy, but not as much as nothing, no support under there. And you know, when I put that under, you can see now it feels fairly solid. But what we'll do is we'll start with like a 2-inch strip on top, and then the next layer underneath will be 4 inches, 6 inches, 8 inches, which will help give us a bit of a taper.
And again, the punch and cut. Oh, I keep missing it, honey.
We'll catch this one. Ready?
Probably.
Watch closely.
Watching. Nice. This looks like a mess. Anybody that doesn't know what we're working on is like, what are they doing?
Yep, it is a mess.
I'm gonna do this left-handed. Let's see how this particular blade does on this side. It did great on the blue side. Oh, sweet. Like I knew what I was doing. What? Here. So in an effort not to confuse everyone what we did,
We confused
there's sort of a natural lull right here that we're dealing with in the concrete, but it wasn't enough, you know, at the time we didn't think it was going to be a big deal to put leveler there. But there is, because now we're going over the plates at the bottom of the post. So what he did is we created a really nice ramp. Not sure you can see that. And now we're just going to go over one more time, and I think we're ready to tile.
It'll be.
Up until now, Gordon had just used makeshift tools. And then he finally bought the special bar, hence special bar, that we're supposed to use. And on his first attempt, it actually pulled this piece up and out of place. So I would be very impressed if he... Wow.
Now, what this was supposed to help me do was kind of hold that so that I could work this in to that, you know?
No, I get it. Because we've got this course you can see is wide open. And that was from working on this transition piece that we were working on.
So I had a stack of pieces there, about 3 pieces leaning against the table.
They're right here.
And I need all of them.
I don't know why, but I'm actually super excited to get this next course in. Maybe because it's where we left off and we just spent the last hour building up the transition.
Okay, do we want to pull the backing off like I had originally planned on where these posts are? I guess we'll fit it in and find out. Okay, you got your end in?
Yes.
Okay, hold on.
But there's a void just beyond my hand that's not in.
Hold on.
You need to go your way. It's hitting the post over here. There. Better. And then right there. Nope, didn't catch right there. Oh. Did it work?
They're not really meant for this angle, which we're contending with here. So what we're going to try to do is we're trying to pull this area here out, because this is right where it's kind of pushing in on us.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing if we can,
Yeah, that's popped out again. This course. Yep.
seeing if we can't get this to pull into a few of these places here. Did that pull any of them in?
No.
Oh, but I got dirt from my shoe all over
You
the place.
did. Let me get the vacuum.
Wait. Is this regular? Oh. These screws here stick up a little bit higher than the plate. So what I do is I'm going to remove the foam underlayment on the back of this, and that'll help a little bit with that. That's what we tried. But in order to know where they are, is I got this paint marker, and I'll just paint it with a paint marker like that. Paint this one like this. It's got some nice wet paint. Then I'll just go ahead and take this piece here and fit it into place. We just get those marked, lift this out. And there we've now removed the backing where the screw heads go, which will let it sit down a little bit better. Now I'm just cleaning up this edge here that I thought might have been catching a little. Let's see what that does. I think I'm touching, but I don't know if it's really setting down. It's kind of tricky here because we didn't get any spacers against the wall because it's curved. So trying to tap this in, I was hoping to just kind of work it in. It's not cooperating right now. Now we can see how much spring that's going to have when we step on it there. I think it's going to be okay. Let's see when we put our next piece in. So what I'll do is I'll use this square, keep this along this to slide down. I'll use this to come along here. I probably should use a different color than brown.
For a marker? Oh, you're cracking me up.
Just take these out. And clearly I must have done one at 7.5 because it doesn't line up. So we'll just skip that. I'm not sure how much. The last one I had to use nips to get part of it, but I was able to break a fair portion of it. Let's see what this
Ooh. It worked? Wow.
thing on that one.
Wow, I didn't know if it would do it on a curve.
I wasn't sure I could get that much. So that's going to be my starter piece. It's going to go right in there. I should probably do this first.
Wow, very good.
So I'm just going to set my underlayment and just check how square it is to the cabinetry and to our existing underlayment, and it's not horrible. I think we're just going to let it be. So now what I'll do is this basically has nice reference lines on it. So
You mean your square?
the underlayment.
Okay.
So I can just kind of hold it along those. And how far do we want it to go?
Yes.
Well, it looks like we can let it extend to the other one, so we're going to actually have to go here. And how much of an extension is that? I don't have my tape measure with me. I just put a scrap in here, and I'll just count the squares. If we're a little long, it's better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to go with 9 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is the line here. Okay, now you can see that I'm pretty square there to right where the edge of the cabinet meets. but I don't have another. Hand me that black square down there. That's going to be pretty much, I'm just going to extend that down a ways, this edge.
So would you say you're at the center of the radius?
Yeah, I'm basically at the point of tangents, that's what we would call it. As we're kind of coming across at tangent. And now we'll just, that sucks. So I'm 9 squares. If I can get this thing 9 squares closer, or 10 or a block closer, it's going to make my life a whole lot easier. So we're probably going to do a slight doubling here. Not quite where I anticipated that happening, but that'll work. We can now slide this closer. I would have needed a larger straight edge, but this should work. Get myself somewhat square with this wall here. So now, if we hold it right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we keep this parallel with the lines this way. We can just kind of slide it. We just want to, I'm just sighting parallel there. Let's see, get a little bit off. Another thing I can do is I can just move it up every line and then just put a mark. So I'll just come up, put a mark.
So you're just going to go until the end of this is what? Around the corner?
Yep.
Ah, I see the little dots. So when you get to the end of the radius, then you could just follow a line on the grid?
Yeah.
Cool. Until
Well,
you get to the other radius.
Until we get to the other radius. Then we got to do the same thing on the other end. That way my level doesn't catch on it. Okay, we look pretty well lined up with the lines there.
So how will you transition from this dot to where you are? Because there's a dot here on the, the second line, almost the second line past.
And this is the second line here.
And you are the second line past. All right.
So we did something okay.
Yeah.
I said, oh look, we have mark core. The funny thing is back there, I saw that we had some art core too.
Oh, you're getting fancy.
I can keep the lines parallel.
The thing is, even if you screw up, who cares? Because it's underlayment.
Yeah.
And a little more. Keep going. Oh no, you're at the fold. I think it's straight. Oh, he just went under the fold, smarty.
Basically goes to the fold.
Cool. So we got dots, we got lines, and we got a knife.
You can see I didn't do so great through there.
Okay, I have 5% left on the battery. Go.
How long is 5%?
I have no idea.
5 minutes, 5 seconds?
I
gotta do this lefty here. You're making me go lefty.
I kind of like that hook blade. You can run the top of it on the concrete. It doesn't dull the actual blade. All right, we got 3% to push this in place. Oh.
That'll work. Take off the tape here and what's this? Here. That's the screw. Oh, remember the screw from the floor leveler machine?
We found it. You did say it'll show up.
It'll show up. It's shown up. Now we know.
Okay, so we learned something new. On the concrete, the painter's tape is fine, but a little bit problematic on leveler. Treated concrete. All right, Gordon's gonna try and take the screw out.
Yeah, it's under the dishwasher. We're just going to vacuum over here.
Okay. Very good. Made a mess. When I lined it up, because I thought maybe I could do it, I realized that I was going to be a micro off because even though I had this board up to it, I was going to do my scribing, I wasn't going to be clipped in, which meant everything was going to be off a little bit. So Gordon said this is how you do it.
Well, we're just going to try to line it up, as best we can with that other board right there. We got it. And then I'm going to do my scribing. Now, ideally, what I would have done is I would have latched this row into this slot where I wanted it, and then it would have been latched in, done my scribing, removed this row, and then snapped into this slot. However, our curved wall down there, they don't really line up, so that becomes another complex. If I had a square wall, that's been the way I do it. But I would have had to still try to figure out where to start that row and account for the curve. So I'm just going to do it this way. All right, I'm just going to make what they call a cheat. And what I'm going to cut the tongue off the board. This one's already broken off. And then we'll have the exact width of the top of the sheet. Now, this one's our other color, but both these are the same manufacturer and the same size. So it just it's going to work. It's just that they put a different color topping on one from the other. So I'm going to start right here. Put my knee on this. Put your foot on that side so that doesn't move. You can still film doing that.
Yes.
There you go. So we got to take it out of the notch. We got to hold it square to our board. And we're going to make sure that corner touches. And then we got to kind of mark the corner as we go along. So it'd be ideal if this would slide. You know what might make it slide easier? If I actually turn it upside down.
Oh, yeah.
Because those surfaces should slide easier. Now you can see that this still has a little bit of tongue, but right there it's broken off. So I'll just go right where it's broken off.
Now in our application, we're putting a toe kick in under.
We haven't figured out what we're putting, but we're supposed to. I've been trying to place my dots about every ½ inch to make it easier. Yeah, that looks fairly good. Let's come to this side here now.
Look at you. There it goes.
It's about halfway. Oh, it wasn't touching. The marker didn't touch. That was a trial run. Was my marker down that time?
Yay.
Okay, we're halfway there. Now I gotta do the other side. Crap. I got off the wall.
Do we put the camera down and help? I can do that.
I'm not sure I can snap this piece out like that. But last ones I used the saber saw. Is that here?
Maybe.
Out and cut this. That was the easy part. Let's see if it fits.
Looks good, but it's gonna go that way.
Now we're gonna try it.
Oh, so painful. Relaxing.
It wants to.
That one better. Oh, nice. Oh yeah, went right down.
Yeah.
We are officially in the kitchen. Time to finish the kitchen. So now we're to a part that's a little trickier. This course, this one, is not finished square with the cabinet, so there's going to be a sliver that goes to the right side of the cabinet.
Okay, we've got to notch this one down here, and we're just going to use a step over to do it. So we'll just take a piece of scrap, put it in here again, and First, we're going to see that we're actually too long. But when I latch that in, well, I'm actually changing my mind. I was going to try to notch it, but you can see that's going to be excessively too narrow. So there's going to be a little gap. It's under the dishwasher.
Where are the feet on that dishwasher?
They'll be in far enough. They'll be okay.
Okay.
You know, and we'll just have a little space more than I'd like, but it's under the dishwasher. So you're going to hold the marker, okay, down right here, but against this piece and against this piece and against the flooring. And oops, I put this tripod in the way.
Okay.
And I'm going to move these two boards. You ready?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And we go. Lighten.
Because we flattened out. You're done? Oh, we hit the notch. The cabinet doesn't line up. One more.
We just know we have to go straight from there. There we go.
Ah! little.
We'll smooth that out.
Very nice. So we just found something else that we didn't finish. And no, they're not screwed together. And no, we don't know if the counter would be level. So we must remove, level, secure, and then get back to flooring.
And hopefully we didn't mess up. Like, hopefully this is still close enough because it's really nice in those cuts. Hopefully it doesn't move so much that it becomes an issue. Well, it looks like I did not mount this section of countertop. This whole peninsula is leaning this way, whether I run a straight line off the wall or square off this wall, despite the fact that this is split this way, so it means it has bowing that way. So we're going to have to take up some of these floorboards and get these mounted properly, and then we can get back in. I was counting though through them. It looks like there shouldn't be, we should be able to reuse most of these. Even if it goes that way, we'll just have a little gap by the wall under the dishwasher. We can still reuse those same ones.
Sunset. Got a toe kick. That is really hanging out there.
That's why I have to put I've got to put a spacer block back in there.
That's right, we're cutting in kick plates. That's right, we're cutting in toe kicks.
Well, that was a real blessing we had there. People might not think so, but catching that issue before we finished all this, oh, I'm feeling actually good about it. So we got the toe kicks cut in. Now I'll have to cut the spacer board to support it. I've got to finalize positioning this, fine tune. I'll set this cabinet in here and put a mark on the floor, attach a board to the floor. I'll have to lift it out, attach a board to the floor, set the cabinet back in and screw into the side of it That way it'll be fastened down nice and secure, and then that corner rounding will go on. But for tonight, we're going to cover this so that during the week, if I don't get down here, we don't damage anything. We'll throw some tape around the edge, cardboard, and call that a day, because it's been a long day.
Yep. Long day. Pretty sure my glasses are all haze, but hey, I'm going to say goodbye. And I hope you enjoyed being with us this Sunday. We'll see you next Sunday.
I thought you were done for the night.
Yeah, me too.
Uh-oh. She's going to be upset with me. Okay, I got it right now.
I have a door to do. I'm not going to be upset with you. I might giggle at you or laugh. I might laugh hard at you. There you go.
That's better.
Protect that underlayment.